Crescit Eundo, the motto of the municipality of Rockdale, means steady advancement. The application of this guiding principle over the last 80 years by generations of civic-minded men resulted in the council gaining in 1950 the coveted Blewett Memorial Award. It was in 1871, at the first council of 6 worthy citizens, then known as the Council of the Municipality of West Botany, met at the Tempe Family Hotel. At its first meeting, Mr. William Yates was appointed mayor. Council meetings were held in private homes until, in 1872, a small stone building was erected on Prince's Highway at a cost of £104. This building, which stood until early 1956, was the seat of local government for the next 16 years. In 1888, William George Judd was elected first mayor of the newly incorporated municipality of Rockdale. In that year, a new town hall was erected on the site of the present Rockdale Town Hall. Expansion and development of the municipality was such that in 1940, the Rockdale Town Hall we know today was officially opened by His Excellency the Governor Lord Wakehurst. This fine building accommodates the present council and its administrative staff. It is the hub around which local civic, social and cultural activity resolves. Within its walls, history is preserved in these volumes, but the work of worthy men is not only recorded in the archives, their memory is kept green in the naming of parks and roadways. The election of aldermen occurs each 3 years. The candidates must be nominated by at least 2 enrolled citizens. Election is then by the same democratic method of ballot by which state or federal members of parliament are elected. In Rockdale, what was originally a council of 6 is now a council of 15 aldermen. Each of the 5 wards has 3 representatives. The mayor is chosen by the aldermen from among their numbers for a period of 1 year, and he may be re-elected at the end of that time. In his duties, he is supported by a permanent staff of skilled technical and administrative officers. Times may have changed, but the council of today meets with the same unity of purpose and the same spirit of service. But local government today is also big business involving large sums of money. Last year alone, these men were responsible for spending over £500,000 on works, plant and services for the benefit of the community. Amongst the variety of projects they undertake, the construction of the overhead pedestrian bridge at Bexley is just one example. It was built as a safety measure and for the protection of school children of the district. The cost of the structure was shared by the council and the Department of Public Works. At the official opening performed by the Mayor, Alderman Jones, and the Minister for Public Works, the Honourable C. Martin, the Mayor spoke on the importance of civic responsibility and the need for the practice of road safety in the fast-moving life of today. The Minister for Public Works warmly supported the Mayor's remarks. The ward alderman congratulated the department and the council, followed by the then Minister for Education, the Honourable Clive Evatt. The opening of the bridge marked the completion of another public work of which Rockdale can be justly proud. To the members of the council, this day is the culmination of months of planning and supervision. But they have a responsibility to protect the young citizens of the community. The children of Rockdale represent 1/3 of the community. Their needs must be served by the council. The Ramsgate Baby Health Centre is a further example of the diverse responsibilities of local government. The centre, opened in 1952, was the result of cooperative effort between the Rockdale and Congra councils and the Department of Public Health. The Minister for Health, the Honourable M. O'Sullivan, performed the ceremony and was presented with a memento to mark the occasion. It was a proud day for the ward aldermen, who were keenly aware of the urgent need of this service. Mrs. O'Sullivan, the wife of the minister, opened the door and the official party inspected the centre. Thanks to these health centres, there are many fine young Australians preparing to take their place in the community. Mothers appreciate the service that these centres offer, and happy motherhood is surely the foundation of a happy community. Care of the young citizen is continued through the kindergarten stage. The opening of the San Souci preschool kindergarten was a gala affair. Chocolate wheels and all the fun of the fair to a background of music provided by the Rockdale District Band. A guard of honour lined the route for the official party, which included the mayor, ward aldermen, state members of parliament, and members of the committee who run the kindergarten. This amenity is the culmination of tireless work by the preschool kindergarten committee, the ward aldermen for the area, and the council generally. The council officers and ward aldermen handed over to the preschool kindergarten committee the future operation of this service. A team of local citizens who have the interests of work at heart will ensure the successful running of the kindergarten. Here the children will be taught various forms of self-expression. In the scientific approach to the training of children today, the beginnings of poise and musical appreciation are developed through rhythm. Training in manual dexterity and developing creative talent is all part of the plan. Very young artists give their interpretation of colour and form. The children are encouraged to use their imagination. This results in some very unusual canvases. The aldermen of Rockdale used their imagination in establishing the kindergarten at Arncliffe. The old fire station had been converted and a new building added when the mayor, Alderman Gosling, opened the kindergarten in 1956. Yet another official ceremony reminds us that these men, as the council motto suggests, are steadily advancing and meeting the needs of a growing community. And once again, the local citizens respond by accepting the responsibility for the efficient running of the organisation. The Arncliffe children were obviously enthusiastic, as their presentation of posies to the Lady Mayoress was totally unrehearsed. The school is open daily, and besides developing young minds, the children are encouraged to have plenty of exercise and fresh air in the bright Australian sunshine. Mothers can have confidence in sending their children to these centres. Today there are 5 baby health centres and 4 preschool kindergartens at work in the municipality. The raising of healthy and happy young Australians is a vital obligation. The far-seeing council sees to it that every possible protection is available against infectious and dangerous diseases. It endeavours to ensure that all children in its area are protected by immunisation. Citizens have been and are being immunised against the ravages of this disease. Healthy youngsters must have recreation facilities, and the council is prepared to serve the youth of the community in every possible way. Recently, when the mayor officially opened 2 practice wickets in Arncliffe Park, cricket officials and enthusiasts gathered in force. The council and the aldermen in whose area these modern practice facilities have been erected hope that this project of theirs will produce future champions. The mayor said that the installation of permanent practice wickets was unique, in that they were the first of their kind in the metropolitan area. The official opening was completed when the mayor sent down the first ball, a sizzling bowl of perfect length that had the batsman at a disadvantage. The Arncliffe junior cricket team, already with cricketing honours to their credit, were eager to try out the nets. The first ball, suitably inscribed, was presented to Alderman Gosling, a memento of a memorable occasion. The formal proceedings being over, the boys lost no time in taking advantage of expert advice to improve their style and skill. For many years, tennis coaching has been a feature of the Rockdale Municipal Courts. It is by such encouragement that outstanding players in this sport are produced, and the adolescent of today may well be the champion of tomorrow. In 1953, the Australian Hardcourt Championships were held in Rockdale at the Illawarra Suburbs Tennis Association courts. The big crowd settled down to an afternoon of tense excitement. Play began with local girl Beryl Penrose and Mrs. Horton in the women's finals. The Rockdale girl Beryl Penrose went on to win the Australian Championship. The championships also brought to the court two young players in Lou Hode and Ken Rosewell to match their skill against seasoned international veterans Sidwell and Bromwich. The finals of the Australian Doubles Hardcourt Championship was a brilliant display of courtcraft. The crowd cheered a victory for Hode and Rosewell, whose all-round mastery made them the new title holders. Lewis Hode and John Bromwich were the contenders for the singles title. Hode's display of all-round stroking, youthful vigour and speed won for him this match, which provided some of the best tennis of the championship. After the presentation of the trophies, the council invited players and officials to a civic reception at the town hall. But physical activities must be balanced with mental and cultural development. With this in mind, the Rockdale Council sponsored its first art award exhibition in the Coronation and Elizabeth Halls at Arncliffe. The mayoral address stressed the need for appreciation of art. Alderman Saunders introduced the prominent artist and art critic Douglas Dundas, who was the judge of the exhibition. Prizes for the winning entries were presented to the artist by Mr. Charles Moses, who entertained the audience with his informal address. Although the standard of art achieved was reasonably high, perhaps the most important feature of the exhibition was the large number of entries received, approximately 300, of which about 150 were hung. There were also about 1,800 in the children's section, a fine reward indeed to the aldermen of the council, who are giving every encouragement to local artists. Mr. Moses amused the audience by the warmth of his congratulations to certain of the winners. Success of the venture showed that young people can be encouraged to develop a love of the arts in a world where material values so often overshadow the aesthetic. A mobile library developed from the council's desire to create a demand for worthwhile reading. Not even the rain dampened the enthusiasm of the council on the occasion of the official opening of the unit in November 1955. The Mayor outlined the council's policy on these matters and introduced the Honourable J.F. McGrath, MLA. He congratulated Rockdale on its progressive approach to the problem of housing a collection of worthwhile literature in a small space. The library carried 4,500 books to numerous stopping places where readers of all ages await its arrival. It has a large section devoted to student reference and textbooks and do-it-yourself section, and of course volumes of fiction and non-fiction. Membership, which is free, is confined to Rockdale residents and children attending schools in its area. Reading is surely one of the most pleasant forms of relaxation. But finding a quiet spot in a busy commercial centre where tired shoppers may relax is rather unusual. The council has built this modern women's rest centre for housewives and mothers. Attractive lounges are provided. Light refreshments may be enjoyed in quiet and tasteful surroundings. Every facility is available for freshening up after shopping. A feature of the centre is the meeting room where organisations engaged in civic, educational and charitable fields may gather. Classes in arts and domestic crafts are also conducted here. The centre has been widely used since its opening by His Excellency the Governor Sir John Northcote on April the 3rd, 1954. Sir John dedicated the building and then unveiled the plaque. The large crowds that attended the opening showed that the Alderman's efforts to provide this facility were appreciated. They were immensely proud to have the Queen's personal representative present on this occasion in the coronation year. For loyalty to the Crown is a keynote of local government, and councils have been happy to assume the responsibility of conducting naturalisation ceremonies. Hitherto these took place in the cold and cheerless atmosphere of the courts, but are now performed in the friendly surroundings of the council chamber. New citizens renounce their former allegiance and swear allegiance to the Crown as Australian citizens. The Mayor, Alderman Gosling, officiated the ceremony, which welcomed new settlers in June 1956. The Mayor evidently found difficulty in the pronunciation of some of the names as he handed to our new friends their certificates of Australian citizenships, together with the Bible upon which the oath was taken and a brochure from the Good Neighbour Council. A local member of the State Parliament, Mr. Eric Willis, and federal member, Mr. Bruce Graham, chairman of the Immigration Committee, welcomed the new citizens on behalf of the state and federal governments. Mrs. Frank Brown, representing the Good Neighbour Council, outlined some of the privileges and responsibilities of new citizens. Our friends come amongst us bringing the culture of older lands, and no doubt new thoughts. The opportunity is here for them to take their place in the community, to join in voluntary service through local government. The civic fathers of Rockdale have guided the municipality from the horse and buggy days to the threshold of the atomic age. There are plans for the years that lie ahead, and the pattern for the future Rockdale forms part of the whole Cumberland County Council plan. This huge map shows the rezoning of the municipality. The red sections are areas set aside for redevelopment. The purple shading denotes industrial areas. Residential areas are indicated in pink, parklands in green. The Mayor of Rockdale is about to make a survey of the municipality using ultra-modern methods of transport. Let's go up with him to get a new angle on the Rockdale of today and a vision of the future. Our map comes to life as the countryside unfolds below us, the residential areas in serried ranks along the miles of roadways in the municipality. Council planning has reserved areas of parkland, preserving for all time places for relaxation and recreation for the people. On the plan we can see how further areas are to be added for the use and pleasure of future citizens. Moving across the map, we come to a section painted purple where an industrial area will be developed. This will call for more homes. Plans are underway for residential development. Roads have already been made for the new home sites. All the plans are not for the distant future. This disused quarry will be transformed. Private enterprise has been persuaded to purchase the area, and town planning experts are now engaged in the creation of the project. Along the face of a wide carriageway to be constructed by the council will be built a modern service station, a series of 8 shops, and a hotel building of unique design. Parking problems of the future are cared for by the provision of a large parking area for more than 90 cars. Transport of the future is a vital problem to be solved in part by the construction of an expressway that will pass through the municipality. Ramped intersections built along the lines of this sketch will allow vehicles to feed in and out of the expressway without interfering with the flow of high-speed traffic. Airborne travellers of the future will see at Taran Point 6 lanes of traffic leaving the municipality over a wide bridge. The present 4-lane Marine Drive can feed vehicles in and out of the municipality at the rate of 180 a minute, serving the beachfront, the golden edge of Botany Bay. The Rockdale citizen of tomorrow will get this sort of view when he pops down to the beach to collect young John or Harry from the Brighton-le-Sands municipal baths. But while we're up on our aerial perch, let's move inland and study the traffic pattern on the present highway. Even in off-peak hours, it's obvious the ribbon development that clutters the road with shops and factories must cause congestion. Bottlenecks are created by the many intersections. This road will change and the landmarks will change as the years roll by. But here, in the civic centre of Rockdale, there will be men working in their own time, continuing the practice of being good neighbours to 76,000 people in the municipality. Since a handful of men elected the first council in 1871, the ever-increasing population has looked to their representatives to guide the development of the municipality. The return of the helicopter is symbolic of local government, for it is down-to-earth government. The mayor and the aldermen, following the precept of steady advancement, know that this guiding principle will bring even greater achievement in the years to come.